Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have picked the top 4 performing teams by PV Poke standards, guys. And I also modified some of them a little bit so it's more accessible, but it's still just as good and perform just as well. I have not gone negative with any of these teams, ladies and gentlemen, during the testing of this video. I absolutely destroyed and I absolutely love these teams. And I also added in for the 5th team, I have my personal favorite that I actually hit Legends with last season. And it's such a great team and it will perform better next season and this season just as good, if not better, because of the meta changes. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so this first team is always a little bit hard to get, but I had to get it in because defense from Deoxys is so freaking good. If you have one, you have to use it. Altaria is still really good, even with the Wall Rain, guys. Even with the Wall Rain, Altaria is just so freaking good. And then of course, Stunfisk is super easy to get, hatching from the 7-kilometer eggs. Everybody should have one, or you could trade one. It's very easy to get nowadays. And then Altaria, there was a community today, so that should be easy. So the only hard thing that to get is, again, the defense from Deoxys. I hope you're ready for one and get one. I have one for Great League, and I will eventually, in years from now, I will have one for Elite League as the next stuff. But anyways, in Great League, it's super easy. You might have to power it up a couple times, and that's it. At that second move, and it's ready to go, baby. Yeah. So Umbreon for this team, obviously, is not a problem because almost anything can do that. And usually you want to throw the Earthquake first because they never shield the Umbreon. That's their tank. Just like Deoxys on our team, we never shield it, you know, unless it's something like that would super effective and we need to save it. But usually you don't have to shield it. Nothing one-shots a Deoxys. So you well, maybe a Gengar Shadow Ball, right? Is that one-shots? I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, so this is pretty good. So the only thing we have to be super careful for is that he probably has the Dazzling Gleam, I believe, the fairy move. Okay, this is a better ball. So if I'm counting correct, this might be a Dazzling Gleam, so I definitely have to shield this. And boom shakalaka! Told you! Nah, this is game over. It's a winner, chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen. So the first team for the win. That was actually close because that would have one-shotted us from this range and we would have lost this match, ladies and gentlemen. So that was a great game and a great plan by the opponent, ladies and gentlemen. The opponent played well. Okay, so the second team is really favorite to me. I really like it. This is the #1 team by PV Poke, at least when I checked it. But instead of the Gorgeous, or whatever you call it in English, you know, the My Ghost grass type, they recommend the Trevenant. However, guys, you're gonna see how tanky this thing is. It absolutely destroys the Registeel, and I want to show you how. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Dude, it's gonna be awesome. You guys gonna see how awesome this grass type is. So this is the on the budget version of the Trevenant, but I think it's just as good. Besides, it doesn't have Shadow Claw, but other than that, it's really good. And it can tank a lot, like a lot, even super effective. It's like a Deoxys, dude. It tanks a lot. So again, very similar team, but we removed Altaria and we added in this Ghost. And it's just really good. You will see. So we don't have to shield anything with our Deoxys against a freaking Medicham at all whatsoever. Anything it throws at us is resisted. We go throw a Thunderbolt, which should do pretty good chunk here. Beautiful. That did actually a lot. So we're gonna obviously tank this as well. And I'm thinking we're gonna throw like a Psycho Beam, or what do you call it? A Psycho Boost, and then swap out into our Ghostly Pokemon, because I don't think it's gonna shield this. And this will almost KO, but it will give me, I think, 1 hex. Oh no, it does KO. Okay, never mind. So now we swap in and there's Registeel. We have 2 shields, he has 2 shields. So we never bait, we always throw Shadow Ball first. Especially because I don't think they know the count, so they don't think this is a big move. And boom shakalaka, it's a big move, boy. Almost half of its health is gone. We shield this first one. We won't shield the next one just to find out. I wasn't sure at first if he has Flash Cannon. So that's the reason why I shielded, but if he throws Zap Cannon, he doesn't have Flash Cannon. So he has probably Focus Blast and Zap Cannon. That's the new move for Registeel, ladies and gentlemen. We baiting, and he falls for our bait. And now we're gonna tank this Zap Cannon right here, ladies and gentlemen. How much damage? How much damage? That was nothing. Throw another one, boy. Woo-wee! So this is pretty awesome. We swap out and we farm down as much as we can here. I thought I could throw a Psycho Boost here to get rid of the Lost Shield, but it didn't work out. But that's alright, because now all we need is double Seed Bump here, and it's a winner chicken dinner. And by the way, this Pokemon can also learn Fire Blast. And Fire Blast is a lot of fun on this thing. So if you don't want Shadow Ball, although I recommend Shadow Ball, but Fire Blast is just so much fun. It's an interlude season, guys. Have some fun. add that Fire Blast on that thing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so this next team, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be just as fun. So what it is we have Mew on lead, Drapion safe swap, and Warren in the back. And this was my last season legend team that I climbed the most with 600 elo, I believe. And I hit legend on the last day of the season. I like to stretch it out so it's more fun for the whole season. I usually run like horrible teams throughout most of the season, and then like the last month I start using like this type of teams that are not really meta, but it's kind of meta, you know, like with like a spice in it, just to finish up the season. That's usually the plan. And if I get up to like 2900s like mid-season, which I did last season, I usually tank back down to like 2400s. And that's what I've been doing, so it's more fun. I don't like to hit legend too early. Most people misunderstand what I'm doing throughout the season, but I try to have fun. That's what my goal is. But now next season we might change that because, you know, Verge is happening. But anyways, so what we are doing here is, obviously didn't know he has an Altaria, and Wolverine eats Altaria for breakfast, but now that is gone. So our win con here is that we need to throw Wild Charge because we don't run Poison on our safe swap, Drapion. So there's no Poison on it, no Sludge on it. So for that reason, we had to come in and snipe. We have Aqua Tail, but because it has Aqua Tail, we are actually able to win this matchup, because without Aqua Tail, we would have lost this matchup. So you win some and you lose some, but I highly recommend that you have Aqua Tail on it because nobody expects that. And for that reason, I have won so many matchups because of it. Because now, he had no idea we have Aqua Tail and we're gonna able to get there. He thinks we have Crunch and Poison, so he wanted to overfarm, thinking that he has time to overfarm. But he didn't realize we actually have Aqua Tail, and now he freaked out and thrown, and there's no way he's gonna able to overfarm onto that Mud Bomb, so our Mew can just come in and we're gonna beat him to the surf, and this is a winner chicken dinner, just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Which team do you like so far? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to know your opinion on the teams, but this is my absolute favorite from last season, ladies and gentlemen, and I highly recommend it. It's a strong core meta team with a spicy Mew there that is always fun to use, especially if it's shiny. Now this other team, right here with Swampert, Skarmory, which is one of the most common and oldest cores of Pokemon Go Battle League. And yet, it's still freaking working like charm. Right now we're hard countering the opponent, so we come in with Skarmory. Skarmory doesn't need to shield anything whatsoever against the Venusaur, but the Venusaur is pretty good, honestly, because it's going to, look how much damage. The Fancy Pen, straight up Fancy Pen, even though it's resisted, it put in so much damage. You're gonna get to another one. Look at this, how low we got to our Skarmory. So Venusaur actually does pretty decent against our Skarmory. And then now, we're gonna have to throw double, they gotta shield this no matter what. So we're gonna throw double here, Sky Attack, first shield, and I'm just gonna throw chip damage, and I was hoping I could get to a third one, but unfortunately I cannot because that Venusaur put in some good amount of damage. We're getting pretty close, one more, and nope, he throws Icicle Stick. Nice move by the opponent. We are not going to shield this, obviously, we're gonna let it go down. He was counting, dude. The opponent knows when to throw. So now we come in with our Swampy. I'm gonna shield the first one in case it's an Earthquake, but even the Icicle Stick does a lot to the Swampert, so because we are part Mud Boy. So for that reason, I'm throwing right at the bat, and I think I'm gonna swap out of here. Oh, there, he swapped out. Okay, beautiful. So now again, it sucks that I don't have the Poison, but at the same time, this is good because he would have just probably shielded it anyways if I just keep throwing Poison. Now we debuffed it, and we can just farm it down. We have to shield this. I'm hoping this is an Earthquake. If it's an Earthquake, this is a definite win. If it's not an Earthquake, then it's not a definite win, but we're getting there because we have Aqua Tail. He's definitely shielding this Aqua Tail. He has a shield, right? I'm pretty sure he has a shield. But the good news is we're gonna beat him to another Aqua Tail because we have Aqua Tail, and that's a winner chicken dinner. Without Aqua Tail, we would have lost this match again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, Aqua Tail is so freaking good. Where are you going, boy? Aqua Tail is so freaking good. Woo, boy. Also, guys, if you're new to the channel, please smash that like button and please subscribe as well, because I share new teams like this every single day of the week, besides the weekend. So make sure to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is one of the most common teams, but also the most meta teams and one of the most successful teams, which is Nidoqueen Double Dark. It's super accessible, especially if you're playing the current event. All of these Pokemon can be caught and spawned and scrafted from the Go Battle League. So this should be easy to build right now, and it's absolutely good. And it seems like we are facing a grass hole, so this is a winner chicken dinner for sure. There's nothing we have to worry about. We already won this match because there is definitely a grass hole our opponent. so she should just quit at this point because she lost, boy. So anyways, Nidoqueen is super good. I just highly recommend that you never bait first. You always throw Earth Power, because nobody ever shields the first throw of Nidoqueen. Because I would say 90% of the people bait Poison Jab Poison Fang with Nidoqueen, and I never do that. And just like you saw it earlier, I always land that Earth Power, ladies and gentlemen. I highly recommend it. So now we're gonna come in with our Umbreon, then we swap into Scrafty to align perfectly. And where are you going? If you play a Grass Hole, you better stay in and take it. You need to take it. You can't just quit on us. You are playing a toxic team and you're quitting? Sorry, guys. Anyways, hope you enjoy the teams. I love every single one of these teams. I usually don't play the straight up meta teams, but I play with my Mew teams. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya later, ladies and gentlemen.